Hello and welcome. Let's go over the fees on Binance for the coins that they have. I went through every single one and have determined how much each one costs to send off the Binance exchange. It is Monday, the third day of June, 2019. It is about 6:35 p.m. Eastern as I'm doing this. The results are all from late afternoon, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and just most recently finishing it off now, the last four or five coins just a few minutes ago. And Bitcoin is the second most expensive. It's 50,000 Satoshi, so it works out to like $4 and change. But there's one that costs more than five. You can try to guess it. I'm going to reveal it in just a little bit, but I'm revealing them all. And the first one is Cardano because of the alphabeticalness purposes. It starts with A, as many other ones do. But Cardano is the first one. It's cheap. A lot of them are cheap. A lot of them are around $1.50, $1.60. I got to think that they're the ERC20 tokens. But as far as Cardano, a coin that's 1,089 Satoshi. This is the ticker symbol. This is how many it costs to get off the exchange and how much the cost is in US dollars around that time. And if you're wanting to take coins off the exchange back and forth, like I like to, when you make a trade, you buy one coin, you sell another, or you sell one, then you buy the other, and you move that off the exchange. You pay a dime for Cardano. That's just fair price, I think. And you got a lot here. The $1.55. A is offline. And I'm just going to scroll down. As you can see, some of the cheaper ones, there's like 17 cents, 11 cents. ARN isn't that expensive. And they will be sorted later. There's Bitcoin, $4.30 approximately, even 4.20 now. And a lot of the $1.60. There's some cheaper ones in here, of course. I have resorted them out so that you can see later. 261 for Ethereum, that's expensive. 178 for EVX. If they are under a penny, then I have three decimals. In this case here, Go, I need a fourth decimal because that's how cheap it is to take Go off of the exchange. And as we move on, and by the way, there should have been one that was nothing up here. Right here, gas. That's one of the two coins where it doesn't cost anything to take it off the exchange. But you need the gas. It's really funny. I'm going to talk about that after we complete this because now we got some more expensive ones. Matic is like $2. That's expensive. Wallet offline, so I don't know how much NAS normally is or when it comes back. And they can change. But Neo is also nothing as well. So they're the only two coins that are free to take them off the exchange. Doesn't cost anything. Every other one has at least something of a cost. And here's another really, really cheap one. POA. Three zeros and a 4. I think it's close to a 5. I think it's like 4 or something right now. Either way, it's like close to nothing. And it's Sia coin, that's cheap also to take off. 0003. And Theta. Interesting, before the fork it was 28 Theta to take them off the exchange. And then the T Fuel comes in. And all of these coins are going to cost so much cheaper from your hardware wallets, or at least cheaper. With the exception of Neo and Gas, which are the exact same price of nothing. We'll get to that in a bit. But T Fuel, you have to take one to take it off. Now, for me to withdraw Theta or even T Fuel off of the exchange, it costs 0.0501 of T Fuel. So it's practically nothing from there. And here I'm just going down a bit more, not wanting to do it that way. Let me just keep on scrolling back as we go through the list. We got a couple few dollar coins here. The true US dollar as well as the USDC is $1.62. The USDS is 64 cents. And the most expensive one that was more expensive than Bitcoin is the US dollar Tether, 5.3 of them, $5.30 to take them off the exchange. And we'll just go through the rest of the list here. There's a lot of cheap ones. As you can see, a lot in that $1.50, $1.60 range. And that is the list in chronological order of letters. We'll next, in a bit, do chronological the numbers. Now, this is what's interesting because I'm going to show you my atomic wallet. It's transparent. There's $300 worth of a Tron on there pretty much. If I hide zero balances, there's my Tron, there's my gas. And well, what I did was I tested the Neo out. I withdrew Neo to this site, and when we look up at Neo on here, but first let me just show you here. If I send, it's going to cost me zero gas. If I send my Tron, it's going to cost me 0.1. And just to look back at what Tron is in here, it is 1. So they make 0.9 when they transfer. And you know what? That's great for them to do that. But it's cost zero gas. Let me just now click off show zero balances. There we go. And let's go and let's try to find Neo. Well, actually, let's just search it. That's probably the easiest way. So there's the Neo. And it says here, network fee zero gas. So what I did, I sent Neo to here. And it was there. It was fine. Okay, so I only sent one, I think. Then I sent the one back. And it said sent, and nothing happened. It still said one balance on the Neo. And I was thinking, and it was like that for 6, 7, 8 minutes. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to have the fuel for it. Which is why I decided, okay, well, why don't I now get the gas? And as you can see, I got 0.15732. That's what I sent there. And as soon as that was there, the transaction went through. And then on Binance, I'm seeing one Neo being sent back. It's like, okay, so as long as I have gas there, as long as I have something, and then I can send gas and Neo back and forth off the exchange. Okay, so again, on Cardano, we're looking at something here that's been down, been going sideways. It's how is this sideways going to correct next? Because if it breaks down below another leg lower, that's normal, but it could very easily come up, fill this empty space. But back on to this. So let's just take a look at this list again. But instead of looking at the coins in chronological order, let's look at this price. I've taken off the $ symbol. So gas and Neo cost nothing. So these are the cheap coins to send off and on the exchange. So gas, Neo, the Go coin, which I'm trading, Sia coin, POA, Verge, Komodo, Steam is very cheap. Waves, Via. A lot of these are the old school coins like Via, Waves, Steam, Komodo, Verge, Sia coin. These are all coins that were available when I started trading, and even Neo wasn't. Used to be called, I think, Ant shares or Ants, whatever. Ant. I don't know. I think it was like Ant something. Ant shares, but it was a long time ago. Nexus is an old one. ICX is cheap. Nulls. HC, IOST, Nebel is cheap, BCD, T-Fuel, Theta is cheap, Nano, AION, Zencoin, Yo-Yo, Bitcoin Gold, OTUN, or QTUM, Atom, and it's a new coin, it's only 3.5 cents, CMT is 3.7, as is Tron, Skycoin is cheap, OLC, ONG, the NAV coin is an historic one, WAN, Bitcoin BTS, BitShares, I think. Well, it's not too expensive at 6.6 cents. Syscoin is 7.4. Raven is cheap. GRS isn't that expensive. Getting a little more now than a dime. But if you're making trades large enough, again, I don't mind paying I don't mind paying them this to do it. I mean, that's fair business, I say. When you're dealing with a company like Binance or any exchange that's willing to put coins on there, buy, sell, get them off. You know what? A little bit of a fee like that to me is just right. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind taking these microscopic ones. And of course I will when I trade those coins. But when you're talking about paying 10 cents to get coins off the exchange, that to me is still cheap. And 10 cents is what Cardano is. Ripple is 11 cents. Litecoin is 11.2. I can handle that. ARC 11.9. Again, all of the old school coins. PivX isn't that expensive at 14.2, and PivX is really cheap now. XZC is about 15 cents, as is BTT. Binance Coin 16 cents. It used to be free, I think, early on, but I thought I remember seeing like, and these fees can change in times and all that. Like I mentioned, Theta used to be 28, now it's a cheap one. Ardor 17 cents, LSK 21. And now it starts to get a little more expensive at this. So here, I'm not going to want to pay 20, 23, 28. Definitely, like, once we start getting, well, I don't want to pay it that much. I mean, it's not too bad. And you got to realize that these are coins that, okay, well, if the price goes up three, four, 5 times, you could easily be paying over a dollar. With that being said, your portfolio should be rising within it as well. Coins like Dash, I'm trading this, and so paying 32 cents, you know what? It's a little high, I think, but not really. It's fair. And then you're starting to get to Bitcoin Cash. Now it's starting to get a little expensive at the 42.7 cent mark, but that's exactly it. Just starting to get expensive. ZEC, you can see here now we're showing at 64 and 70 cents. These are the ones I'm totally going to want to avoid. And as we can see, there's a whole list of coins at around a buck 54, buck 55. I got to think almost all of them, except for one or two, are all connected within the same way of fees. And why there's, I mean, they probably change it every so often based on the price movement when it goes up or down. And then the average price would, I think, also go up and down. And now we're going to go to the expensive ones and Bitcoin. This is when I take Bitcoin off the exchange, it's a big deal because I've accumulated enough. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be having to pay a $4 fee. I'm not taking 30 or 40 or $50 off. No way, no how. I'm taking 3 to 4. If it's three figures, it's hopefully at least 300 minimum, if not 4 or 5. So I just don't want to take little bits and pieces off. Where here, I don't mind taking little bits and pieces off when I'm paying 1.4 cents or 7.5 cents. And definitely, of course, in here. If I'm going to be paying, 0.004, what's that, 25 transactions to make a penny? No big deal. Oh, the market goes up, say, 20 times. Now it's going to go up to like 0.008. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, so here's another reason where like, this is the second time I've seen all the whole bunch of coins cost like the same. Because I've seen it with the Atomic Wallet as well. Because on here, when you look at these coins, all the ones on top, like Bitcoin Cash, when we look at its fee, it's like point a whole bunch of zeros one. So off the exchange, it doesn't cost much at all. It might cost 40 cents on Binance, but they are going to cost less. Here, Bitcoin Gold, a whole bunch of zeros, 2.5. You can't read it. Let me just scroll down so you can. Right here. So network fee. And this is all in small print. I wish I could find a way to make it bigger because it's hard for me to read, but I can at least see that it's like nothing. And then we got EOS, which is nothing here apparently. But when we go down to some of these lower ones, like Litecoin is going to be, well, that's expensive on here. That's expensive for at least a wallet like this because you're paying the same price you are on Binance and Poloniex, 0.001, which works out at $100 to be a dime. But what we're going to notice with all these coins below, like first, like let's just look at, say, Pundi X. What you're going to see is not enough Ethereum sent, it says deposit Ethereum. And that's because if here, you're going to see all these network fees. Every single one of these coins, there's going to be like hundreds of coins, it seems, that has this exact price. And let's just see how much it is. I'm going to copy this, and I have to push. In this, the copy and paste doesn't work. So you're going to have to do things like Control C, Shift Insert to paste. Let's just see if that even worked. I pushed Control Copy. Let's see, paste. Yep. So 00078. Okay. We'll get Ethereum up in here for a second, but before we do that, 00078. And let's bring the Ethereum chart up. $258.19. So let's put 258. It would cost you 20 cents. Not bad. I thought I seen it before. It was like 60. And that could be its up and down movements. But when I looked at it a week, maybe a little bit more, 9, 10, 11 days ago, I seen it and they're like, wow, you know what? It's not, it's all the same price, but it was like 60 some odd cents. I'm like, yeah, not too excited about that. But you know what? Not that bad of a price overall if it's just 20 cents. But it seems they all work in that. But that makes sense. So they're probably sending these coins that cost like 20 cents. And they're made to sell you for $1.60. They're making over $1 per coin there every single time that they go through one of those withdrawals. So for myself, when I'm looking at coins to trade, because I thought, you know what, let's trade Neo with something. But what do I trade it with? Well, my answer is going to be maybe POA, maybe Verge. I've already got Komodo. I don't want Steam because it seems like the wallets they have on there, you got to do it. They're doing a KYCs with them, actually, it seems. Waves, probably not. Via, possibly. Nexus, I don't think so. But ICX, maybe. Nulls, HC. All of these ones I'm going to look at and be like, okay, which one has wallets that I like on the other side? Which one has the volatility that I think is good? Which one has, how safe are they, or what's the probability, I think, of failure versus success? And all of those sort of things. But like, yeah, it's just a whole bunch. AION, Zen, Yo-Yo, Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold, I know I can put in my Trezor wallet if I want to. Qtum, Atom, CMT, Tron, I already am playing that. Sky, I'm playing as well. OLC, ONG, NAV. These are all coins that are most certainly playable. So I can go like WAN and NAV. Let's just take a look at what they both look like. So WAN, it's been in a downtrend. It's going this whole sideways movement. And after this move, it held the 18 lows. Now after this move, I want to see it hold and stay above like about 500 now. This level of resistance, like 490, like 498, 488. I want to see that area hold, but even for that matter, 498. I think 494. Why am I just going low 490s? But realistically, even if it could do like low 500s is good. But codes like this, they've been going down, but a lot of the whole crypto market has as well. And in the dartboard situation where all altcoins go up and down together, this has been a dartboard sell off. Some coins are going to do better than others, and the better coins are not in these low situations like this, maybe. And then the ones like this, some of them are just going to have the phenomenal gains afterwards that just has like 10, 20, 40, 60, 80x moves that have happened before. I'm not saying those situations will happen again, but when you look at how those coins did back in 2017, when they were getting their asses kicked beforehand, a lot of coins ended up looking like this. So let's just take a look at some random one that I haven't seen, like ONG. Is there anything looking good for ontology gas? It's like one of the gas coins. See, I wouldn't want to trade the ontology gas with ontology. Just like I'm not going to trade T Fuel with Theta. I don't want to trade the Neo with its gas coin because I highly have to presume that they're going to work up and down together in the same situation. Now, this has just been going straight down. Might be a good one, might be a bad one. But that's ONT. Let's just take a look at, well, Bitcoin Gold. I think it's having an interesting volatile movement right now. I think, anyway. I mean, that's just nice volatility right there. I love choppy sideways markets that do this. And how much more has it been doing before this? And it is some decent choppiness on the volatility. Now, in what it's been doing, it has been a large downtrend. But as I've been stating with a lot of these markets, if there's a dartboard rally, and even if it's not a dartboard rally, is this one going to have its move? There's the downtrend. Now we can see it had this move, and it's still amongst this sideways consolidation pattern. So there we have it, just nothing but sideways movement. It's either got to break this level, go below. What are we talking here? Double O 26, or maybe go triple O 26 or triple O 10. Breaking above here, maybe we fill some of this empty space, and that's like 0.02 from here. That could be a seven. This is a 7x gain just to this point, and maybe it can go higher and get past 0.10. And of course, all that's maybe, but a lot of markets are in downtrends. But in the situation again, if you're able to get situations where you can take advantage of this choppy action in here, hey, you know what? It's not bad. Now, how volatile are we talking? 4,000. Okay, this came from 27 up to 41. And then we had to move down to 31, and then this high at 35. So not the greatest of volatility if you consider overall. I think it's got good choppy movement, and this would be extremely volatile in the stock market. But for cryptos, it's not that big because when we're looking at point A low and point B high, we're looking at a difference of 31 low to 36. That's like 403. This is only 12%. I mean, that's still 12%, but it means that you're gonna have to pick. You're gonna. I think if you're gonna want to play away at this, you want to look for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% moves. You want to play this with short-term movement. If you like this coin long term, then there's nothing wrong with uh, just trading this long term moves if you wish, and just realizing that over a 400-day period, you're not going to get too many trades compared to other coins. Whether this is a good coin or not, this is a fork off of Bitcoin. Didn't do as well as Bitcoin Cash, but it has held in there pretty good since its origins, and it's not that much younger than Bitcoin Cash. It's only a couple months or so younger. That fork happened a little after, like in the fall, or just a couple months later. So let's just look at another one of these cheap ones, like Waves. What's been going on with that? That's a historic chart. I don't know who had the buy order fill here. I get more. It's obviously in a downtrend. I'll get more data with Bittrex anyway. Major downtrend, major failed breakout. This is a short candidate right now. I mean, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm definitely not gonna do it if I was able to. After all of this decline, and one of the things I see, if you see how it does with the D18, if you see weakness amongst it, yeah, watch it. Well, that's exactly the. If you want to draw a picture of what I'm trying to talk about in situations for that, it's this exact move. After the big move higher in here, and we've seen it go from 30 handle to 44, so about close to a not but not quite a 50% move. Large give back, giving it all back, and you want to see it hold this support. 33 was that hold area, and it did that next day, but then it broke down and it never even got back there. It was only close here, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days showing weakness amongst the 18 of lows, and we're making lower lows, and definitely we are today. Meanwhile, this area of support matches in here. Giving this in, that could be very, very, very interesting long term. And this is one grand daddy of a failed breakout in here. A low of 24,000, a high of 118. So that's about not quite a 5x, but very close to a 5x move. But how fast it goes up. It's first price and then grinding lower sideways correctionary move comes into here, and that's where you break it, and it hasn't stopped going down. There's this little bit that failed move here, but it's got the previous area of support, or at least it's getting close to it. It's only got a small dip lower. That might be where that short candidate area would be. And if we take a look at more periods, we have breaking this support. We're going down to here. Almost make this a head and shoulders-esque type look, with this being a left shoulder, this being a right shoulder. All of this, the head and the neckline would be something like that. I would think that support or the breakdown area would be a pierce below here. Probably, and then the scale of this, it makes it easier if I have a proper log scale to do it. So I really don't I wouldn't put this to any accuracy unless I had it. But given if the log scale is correct, I would say somewhere around here would be a target. I see 10 there. That would be a 3x move. So that kind of should make sense. Even maybe 75 on that. And you know what? This could be a great buy. I talk about buy low, sell high, which means if you're doing such, you're selling above the 18, you're buying below here. You're selling this run up, you're doing the buybacks here. You might do a little bit of selling here, but that's just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of buy, a little bit of selling, some buying here, some selling here, and well, we're in the buying stage. So for that reason alone, then you buy. And if you've been selling here and you had a sell order fill here, and you got a buy order down here, well, I mean, your strategy should be working. And we'll go about 30, maybe look at one or two more coins. VIA. I always think about the train, and I've been on the VIA rail, which is a Canadian train, many, many times in the past. So let's take a look at this. Bit tracks, I got Fibonacci lines. Well, failed move, fast move. This thing is ready to break down, it looks like, on the weekly because of, and you're probably looking at the same one I am. It's this rally in here. Happening to come up to this magical line that I drew in for some probable Fibonacci reason. Well, this level of support in here, which was the support back in the December and in January support, and that's where it lifted off from for this move. Then it came back down here on April 22nd on that week. And there's the breakdown here on May 20th. Last week was a pause week, and it's just barely continuing it lower, thus making lows not seen since the breakout in March of 2017. Okay, and this is all get priced against Bitcoin, all these charts. So they're much better against the dollar, of course, but the whole point of it is using this as a trading vehicle because most likely you'd be buying and selling this against Bitcoin. Or if you're like me, if you're ratio trading, I'm at least going to want to know this number because I'm going to have to use the 6873 and in division with the other coin I'd be doing it with. On the daily chart for VIA, we can see that this level of support was support here in May. There's the leaving it back May 23rd, May 24th. I have to think that this is an amazing short setup right now. If I was wanting to buy this, I'd be waiting, and I'm right now not looking to, but that doesn't mean I won't in the future after all. If it's only going to cost me about, or maybe in the future, a little over a penny to send, why not? Let's just finish off with NEBL, and then that'll be the video for tonight. I might put another one up later tonight, but probably not. Here's another one getting its ass kicked, and it's already having a correctionary phase where we've had this support established twice and seeing a lot of weakness within the 18. As we ran up, had this resistance hit, now starting a little bit of a pullback. It still has to break below that support for me to be wanting in full conviction. It isn't really showing weakness at the 18 of lows. If anything, all it's doing is it's almost flattening the band out. But if it has this momentum lower, that's not going to be it. But that's pretty much all it's done. So it's better than the last couple of charts for that purpose. On the weekly chart, and again, all the markets have been bearish. So a whole dartboard rally, or I wouldn't be surprised if all of these coins go up together. But whether that will happen, when it will happen, and within the dartboard rally, there might be. I could give you a list of say 100 of these types of coins like this, and maybe a few of them won't participate much in it, or will be done before it even gets there because they might be done in 4 months when the rally starts in 6 or something like that. But as it goes here, there's a down move, all this sideways consolidation in here. Let me just do a Fibonacci downside target, which should probably have hit. Well, let's go 2133 as the low. And for the high, let's do 5200, which gives us a down target of 1230. Did that hit? Not quite. I think that's where this is going to be piercing below. I wouldn't be surprised if we have another leg lower down towards this, because usually in spots like this is, I'm looking for a downtrend, which is what this is. I'm looking for that lower high rally, which is basically an attempt to get above it, which it is. And then on a breakdown below, which, and like I said, it has to get down below this level of support. So back in here, it's like, well, until that happens, this is still in the sideways neutral band, either breaking this support or breaking at this point this resistance area between 42.7 and 51 handle. And of course, there it goes. So now this is an area I'm looking for as resistance if there's going to be any type of rallies. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes at knowing that this is the 2304 level. If we either hear it rally up to 2304 and then pull back, but given how it is now, I think the most likely scenario is this might have weak rallies or time correction to the 18 at best for further consolidation or non-down movements, and then make its way to its down target, probably piercing below 1,230 Satoshi. So I would think like 1,100 to 1,000 as its most next level after that. And then from there, don't be surprised if it rallies up to 2330. That's both bullish and bearish for that to happen. And thank you for tuning in to this video, and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.